All right, guys, today we are going to talk about nutrient timing. But first of all, we're going to start this video by saying we don't want you to care about nutrient timing unless your quality of your food is perfect. Timing is absolutely secondary to what you actually put in your body. So we're going to talk about a few things today. We got our note sheets. So we're going to talk about pre-workout, post-workout, and then like breakfast and lunch, or breakfast and dinner, I'm sorry. So beginning your day, ending your day, and then pre and post-workout are the main things we're going to talk about. So meal frequency is how many times a day you eat. And I know I like to eat 5 times a day.
I eat, I think 4 or 5 times.
So, but it's completely dependent on your schedule. So watch this. When's the first time you eat?
At like 8 o'clock.
Hey, I don't eat till noon. When's the last time you eat?
This is where I'm kind of bad, but I'll try to eat like 1 o'clock, 1:30.
The last time. When's the last time you eat?
Oh, the very last time I eat is probably, it depends on the day. It could be like almost 9 o'clock like yesterday, or it could be 8:30.
Okay, so between 8:30 and 9 she eats. I eat my last meal at 8. So between the both of us, we both eat 4 to 5 meals, and I eat mine over a span of 8 hours, and Lauren eats hers over the entire day.
Yeah.
Right? So it totally depends on your schedule. So don't freak out. Just make sure you're getting your meals in, because it's all about getting in the calories that you need for the day. So that is what we have to say about meal frequency. It depends on your schedule. Completely, totally independent. But if you're really trying to keep your metabolism going, every 3 to 4 hours, try to get something in. So I eat almost every hour and a half just to make sure I get all my food in.
My body is like almost used to it now, where it's like whenever I come close to that 3 hours or after, it's like I get hungry. Like
Right.
I need food.
So one thing, and I put in here, intermittent fasting is very popular now because you can train your hunger hormones, where it says, hey, I'm hungry, or hey, I'm full. You can train those. So don't feel like, if you're so used to eating a lot now, you're going to get hungry when you start cutting back your calories. It's totally fine. Just push through that hunger feeling, and eventually those will expand themselves. So, next, after workout. So most people want to freak out and say that, I don't know if you've heard it or not, but the anabolic window, which is as soon as your workout is over, you have to eat your protein and your carbs, and you have to replenish your muscles. Like, you don't. I mean, you do, but not to that extent.
Yeah, it's okay if you don't get it in, and like that 30 minutes, they always say, like, get it in within then.
Right.
It's okay.
It's really not a big deal. It is a big deal if you're trying to get on stage and you're trying to reach like peak body composition, but the majority of us, I know I'm definitely not, like, it's okay not to. But while we're talking about post-workout, let me make sure I follow, because I tend to jump. All right, so let's talk about why people say the anabolic window. So carbs replenish, you're supposed to carb replenish and protein replenish after your workout. So carbs and protein, both before and after your workout, for 2 reasons. One, that's kind of what you're using as your fuel, and you're breaking down your muscle, which is the protein. And the second reason is they're fast digesting, so you're not having, like, fat is slow digesting, so the protein and carbs go through your system pretty quickly. But when it comes to replenishing your carbs after a workout, you do replenish your glycogen storages faster after a workout, but it's not like dire, you have to fit this in this window. You just know that your workout makes your glycogen stores replenish faster, although your glycogen stores will completely restore within a 24-hour window. So that's why you need carbs. But another thing about the carbs is they're stored in our muscles, and the liver is glycogen, which is what we just talked about. Then the timing is really only relevant for this if you're training several times a day. Other than that, you have plenty of time to restore those glycogen stores. And then sometimes it's even relevant training with lower muscle glycogen storage for fat loss. So what that means is you don't want your blood sugar to be through the roof when you're training if you're working for fat loss. That's carbohydrates. Protein. Basically, when you work out, you are breaking apart your muscles, so you want to replenish that protein. So post-workout protein helps to repair and initiate growth, stimulating the muscle protein synthesis, which is just what happens inside our bodies. Body's a machine. What else is next? Protein plays a key role in recovery and growth. The main thing about protein is just make sure you're getting your daily intake. It's not really that important to say, I need 25 grams after my workout.
Yeah, I know some people, they really time it out, make sure they have the exact amount at every meal. No, if you have a little bit more protein at lunch than dinner, it's okay.
Right, just hit your goal, which for basic of things, take your body weight times 1. That's how many grams of protein you should have. Grams. Grams. Let me say that again, because that's not going to tell you how much you weigh on the scale. Okay, you weigh in ounces, and that calculates to grams. So look on the label; it'll say this has 4 grams of protein in it. Okay, you need your body weight of protein.
And then I don't know if you do this, but if you're trying to lose weight, so eat a little bit less protein. So it's not your exact body weight, just a little bit less.
Absolutely. So just I'm pretty transparent about what I do. You guys see my meal prep all the time. So I right now weigh 132. I'm currently eating 110 grams of protein. So I'm eating pretty low in my protein. But my end goal with this is I'm trying to maximize my carbohydrate intake. So by adjusting my calories, I brought my protein down so I could bring my carbs back up. I mean, there's a bunch of ways to go about it. This is probably the 6th different way I've played with my food and my calories and how I intake them. But ultimately, this lifestyle is a game. It's a game about what your body likes the most. And until I try a lot of them, I really won't know what my body likes.
I've changed mine so many times.
Right.
But
so it's a game, like we say. But use that as total example. Don't eat what I eat. Eat what you need to eat. All right, we need to be out of the office soon, so we're going to roll through this video. Basically, what we want you to know is pre-workout is usually more important than post-workout. Pre-workout, you need to make sure you have the energy for the exercise. So that should happen 90 to 120 minutes before you go to work out. Strictly because you want to digest these foods, although digestion takes 4 to 5 hours average. You want to make sure you have some stuff in your system so you're not going into the workout completely digested, because you'll bring your blood sugar up and then bring it back down. And if you're working out and it's just coming to the end, your energy is just going towards the end, you're just going to deplete it even more with your workout. So it's important to make sure you kind of time that, if not at the peak, kind of towards the top of the peak, so you can use that during your workout. I think that covers pre-workout. Also, here's one. If you guys don't eat in the morning and you do a fasted workout, your dinner meal becomes your pre-workout. So you need to eat a lot at dinner so that overnight you digest and can use that energy in the morning. Other than that, hydration is key. Many people tend to be dehydrated before their workout, so it's really important to drink a bottle of water at least an hour before. And then don't take your vitamins right when you work out, because when your hormones are going all over the place with your workout, you want to make sure you take your vitamins when you're stable. Post-workout, I think the most important thing about post-workout is I don't want you to think about it as replenishing. I want you to think about it as resetting your central nervous system. So when you exercise, you kind of send your nervous system for a wreck, and it goes into fight or flight. So whenever you're in fight or flight, your cortisol rises and all this stuff. So basically, after your workout, you just want to tell your body hey, I'm done. Your body's not oh, that was the last rep. It can't just know you finished. You have to tell it you finished. So by doing that post-workout meal of proteins and carbs, you're kind of telling your body hey, reset, I'm done. I think that's what I got for that. Oh, if you do a post-workout shake right after the workout, don't worry about having a meal for 2 hours. something like that, around 2 hours. If you're not going to do the shake, try to get a meal in within an hour, for the sake of you're going to be hungry and you're going to want to maximize that glycogen storage. Like we said, no, it's not an anabolic window. It's not like you're going to die if you don't. But if you happen to know that your glycogen stores replenish faster after a workout, why not take advantage of it? So take advantage of it and try to get that meal in.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
That's it.
Hit breakfast and lunch or breakfast and dinner real quick. So on days that you're not gonna work out, you should still make sure you have a good breakfast and you have a good dinner. And the middle of the day you can kind of get away with because you can burn those calories.
And like you have like the myth, like everybody's heard, cut carbs at night. It doesn't matter. And take a banana. If you eat a banana in the morning versus a banana at night, it's still
you've still eaten your banana.
Calories.
You've still eaten the banana.
It's not gonna all of a sudden be 1,000 calories at night. Like
the reason people tell you to cut carbs at night is because it's a mental game. They're trying to tell you if you cut carbs at night, you're cutting your total daily calorie intake, which means you're going to lower your calories and lose weight. So they're playing with your mind. Mathematically and scientifically, it's the same. I sometimes do my fruit smoothies at night because I'm training early in the morning. Sometimes I do them in the morning. It totally depends. And breakfast, main thing for breakfast is if you know you're gonna have a long gap between breakfast and lunch, fat it digests very slowly. So get in some healthy fats, some avocados, some nuts, stuff like that. It'll keep you full, and protein also keeps you full. So if you can have a healthy breakfast with proteins and fats, that's the good way to go. The problem with breakfast on the go is pastries and croissants and bagels and this, that, and the other, which are just heavy carbs that spike your blood sugar and make you crave for the rest of the day. So for whatever goes, we got to get out of the office. But for whatever goes in your body in the morning, that is kind of what your body craves for the rest of the day. So if you're putting in sugar, it's going to crave sugar the rest of the day. So put in something healthy so that you get out something healthy, and we've covered it all. I hope this video helps. Nutrient timing, meal frequency, and what to eat pre-post workout, and breakfast and lunch, dinner. Why do I keep saying lunch? Because it's lunch now.
Yeah, we're hungry, obviously.
I'm hungry. I gotta eat. This is my first meal. All right, guys, have a good one.